Growing up in a rural town surrounded by dense forest, hiking was a normal part of life. The woods were our backyard, our playground. But there was one rule every local kid knew by heart: never stray past Miller's Creek. No one really explained why. Some said there were wild animals. Others claimed it was private property. But there was always this undertone, a quiet tension, whenever the topic came up. It wasn't until I bought my first real camera that I ever questioned it. I was 23, just getting into photography. Landscape shots, old barns, foggy mornings in the woods. The usual. One Saturday, I decided to hike out further than I ever had before. The morning fog was perfect, rolling through the trees like something out of a dream. I crossed Miller's Creek without even thinking twice. For hours, I wandered deeper into the forest, snapping photos along the way. That's when I saw it, through the lens of my camera. A cabin, small, weathered, almost swallowed by the forest. Gray wood, sagging roof, a crooked chimney leaning to one side. I lowered the camera, and it was gone. Nothing, just trees. I raised the camera again. There it was, clear as day. My breath caught. I wiped the lens, looked again. Same thing, only visible through the camera. I stared at the empty clearing in front of me, then back through the lens. The cabin was there, but somehow not. Every logical part of me screamed to turn back. But curiosity won. I took a deep breath and stepped toward where the door should be. The moment I crossed into the clearing, the air shifted. Heavier, colder. The sounds of birds, wind, rustling leaves gone. Complete silence. The camera showed the door slightly ajar. I reached out, and my fingers touched wood. Solid, real, even though my eyes saw nothing. I pushed the door open. It creaked, a real, tangible sound. Inside, the cabin was wrong. Dust floated in beams of light that shouldn't exist. The floorboards creaked beneath my boots. Furniture sat covered in sheets. A rocking chair slowly moved, though there was no wind. I snapped photo after photo. Each time, the camera revealed more than my eyes. Portraits on the wall of people with hollow, blurred faces. A table set for dinner, plates full of rotten food, flies frozen in place. Then I saw the mirror. Through the camera, it was cracked. A dark stain spread across it, like dried blood. But in real life, the mirror wasn't there at all. Just empty wall. That's when I heard it. Footsteps. Upstairs. I froze. Held my breath. Another step. And another. Slow. Deliberate. Coming closer. I whispered to myself, "There's no upstairs." Because from the outside, the cabin was one floor. I slowly backed toward the door, raising the camera instinctively. Through the viewfinder, something stood at the top of an invisible staircase. Tall, thin, a silhouette, head tilted, watching me. It didn't move, but its presence filled the air, pressing on my chest like a weight. Then the camera glitched. The screen went black. Bang. Something upstairs, or wherever upstairs was, slammed against a wall. Dust rained from the ceiling. I turned and sprinted. Out the door, or at least where the door existed through the camera. As soon as I crossed the threshold, the sound came flooding back. Birds, wind, the hum of the forest. I didn't stop running until I reached Miller's Creek. Back home, I loaded the photos onto my laptop. My hands trembled. Each image was worse than the last. The cabin, the portraits with hollow eyes, the dinner table with skeletal hands resting on the plates, the mirror, and in the reflection me, standing there, but something behind me, a shadow with glowing eyes. And in the last photo, the figure at the top of the stairs. But closer, much closer. One problem though, when I checked the metadata, none of the photos existed. No file size, no date, no image, just corrupted data. But the thumbnails, those tiny preview images, were still there. Frozen, permanent, unable to be deleted. And that's when I noticed something even worse. In the background of the final thumbnail, behind the figure, there was another cabin. Further back in the woods. A second one. I never went back. But sometimes, When I take random photos of my living room, my backyard, the street outside, I catch a glimpse of a crooked roof, a leaning chimney, the cabin, still watching me,